Although I
Okay.
have South Indian accent, and whenever I spoke Hindi, my cousins made fun of me.
But it's more authentic here.
I'm not a spontaneous actor. If you ask me, if you give me 4 lines and just tell me the character, and suddenly if I have to do something, I can't do it. Any film I do, and if that is dubbed in Hindi, I would like to dub it myself. I would want people to know my voice.
Hello and welcome to Koimoi. This is Shubham Kulkarni, and today in conversation with me is a man who acts, directs, produces, also writes, and probably also writes music lyrics. He is none other than Rakshit Shetty, who is also probably an engineer.
Yeah.
Welcome to Koimoi.
Hi, pleasure being here.
Yes. So, first of all, before we begin talking about 777 Charlie, this is a film you have extensively promoted in Mumbai as well and throughout the country. Tell me that experience of finally coming out of your home ground and promoting your film elsewhere.
Oh, it's a very new experience for me, because I'm very sort of introvert kind of a person, where I'm very comfortable with inside my friend circle, but as soon as I go out of my friend circle, I'm kind of not very comfortable there. And that has happened to me when I started in Kannada film industry also during the beginning. But at certain stage, I got comfortable with whatever was going on. But now I think the second phase of life has started, where I have to go out of my present comfort zone and start doing things. But yeah, I've coped well, I think. Let's see. I've
You have. But how does it help being an introvert and an actor? Doesn't it ever create a problem for you?
Which is why I always tell people that I want the script beforehand. I need to read my lines 1,000 times before I come on screen, and I need to get inside the character, because I'm not a spontaneous actor. If you give me 4 lines and just tell me the character, and suddenly if I have to do something, I can't do it. Okay. I have to get inside the character and feel the character and know the character inside out, and that's when I'm able to perform. And once that film is over, if you ask me to perform again, I can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah, so so that's how I work. So being an introvert also probably is a part of. That's why I'm not able to be spontaneous.
It must be, but it is interesting. But Rakshit, I was talking to you post the screening, and you told me how it's once in a lifetime opportunity for you. This film is not as bigger as your last few films. It is more inclusive. Tell me, what do you mean when you call it once in a lifetime opportunity?
I mean, this is again very spiritual to me, because the character which I played in the film, Dharma, he's a complete introvert. In the sense, he doesn't have anybody. He's a loner. He doesn't have a family. He doesn't have friends. He doesn't talk to his neighbors. Doesn't talk to his colleagues. Nobody. And the story is about when the dog comes to his life, how his life changes. And so when I play that character, of course I'm not as introvert as him. At least I have family, friends, there and all. At least I'm myself. But there is some similarity, right? And when the character Dharma goes through few emotional roller coaster ride, and since as an actor I have experienced it, so I have always questioned myself that if what are the changes which has happened inside Dharma, has it happened inside me, and if not, why? And what are the changes which should happen? So all this, when the questions arise, probably only this film has done that to me. I mean, I relate every character I play that way, to be frank. Subconsciously or consciously, I'm always in that quest. But this film was related to that unconditional love, and which was directly touching the heart. And so that way, this film is very special to me.
It is, and it's an emotional roller coaster. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
It is. But you also dub the Hindi version of it yourself. You learn the language, you dub it. Tell me, why is it important for you at this point, and do you plan to do it in the future as well?
See, I was always been comfortable with Hindi right from my childhood. Although I have South Indian accent, and whenever I spoke Hindi, my cousins made fun of me.
But it's more authentic here. It makes you feel authentic.
So I can give my best, in terms of, I know the emotions what I've given in Kannada. So I can translate it to a language where, see, although my Hindi is not as great as a North Indian, or I have a little bit of accent, but inside, for me, comfort-wise, it is as comfortable as any other language I know.
Okay.
Although I can speak wrong Hindi, I don't think before I talk. Sometimes if you know a language, like half-baked, where you're thinking first in your own language and then you're phrasing it in some other language, that becomes a problem. But for me, Hindi is not like that. I can speak without even thinking. So since I have that comfort, dubbing for that language made more sense to me.
That's true. That's so true. So do you plan to keep doing it now with all your films?
I did in ASN, although
Yes.
the ASN Hindi version was dubbed after the film released. So
Yes.
I didn't even have to do it, to be frank. But I wanted that experience of dubbing in Hindi and getting comfortable in Hindi, wise. And I wanted to see how the result comes. And people in ASN, people appreciated it. So I wanted to give it a try for 777 Charlie also. Especially in 777 Charlie, I don't have much dialogues. It's like probably 20% of what I had in ASN.
Yes.
So I knew it is not going to be as difficult as ASN, and it is going to be a faster process too. So yeah, at least any film I do, and if that is dubbed in Hindi, I would like to dub it myself. I would want people to know my voice.
That's so true.